The following program is a production of Yawawa Media in Niagara Falls, New York. The opinions expressed in the following show are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Yawawa Media or of our sponsors.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead and gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, don't forget about me.
Good evening. Welcome to Black Reality Unscripted. This is your boy Donta Myles. I'm here. I got a special guest here. My guy, JaletteBladez. What's going on, Jalette?
Man, what's going on? How y'all doing, man? How everybody doing?
Man, we're listening. It's a great. Let me give a shout out to this weather that's outside right now. Like,
shout out.
It's almost December, man, and dude, like, we out here with like sweaters and stuff on, man. This is sweet. Listen, all right, for those of you who are watching right now, this is my barber. A lot of y'all seen, you know, I put a couple of shots and stuff on the book or whatever the case is. But listen, this guy is a beast. Beast mode. You know what I mean? How long you been cutting, Letty?
36 years.
36 years. He been cutting longer than most of y'all that's watching been alive. That's crazy. You know? But y'all, that's a beautiful thing, man. So I brought Jalette on the show today because Jalette, man, listen, he come from a long way, man. He's I'm gonna let him tell his story. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, no one can tell your story like you. And but I cut hair myself. I'm not a licensed barber. I just do favors and stuff. Cut my son's hair, and, you know what I'm saying, friends or whatever the case is.
That's how it all started.
Yeah, I know. He gonna get me up. He gonna get me up in this chair sooner or later. That's what he been trying to get me up in the chair. And here, let me, you know, sidebar. This dude got me being fancy. I'm drinking coffee tonight, right?
That's what we do.
Hey, well, you know.
That's what we do.
So, yeah. So Jalette, he's definitely one of our barbershops in the area that is very, you know, well known. He's a good dude, you know what I mean? And you know, in your shop, I gotta tell you, man, when I come in there, I just get the old school feel. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, you can kick back, man, and you're away from everything else, and you're able to kind of just like, you know, it's our club, man. You know.
Yeah, well, everybody know the barbershop is an unspoken man cave rule.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
where the guys come and, you know, I'm gonna say what happens in the barbershops or what's talked about in the barbershop
Stays in the barbershop. Come on.
Like,
Right.
and it's supposed to be a place in the community where, like, a barber is a little bit knowledgeable about some of everything.
Yeah.
Like, we got to stay up on current events, you know what I'm saying, current affairs and stuff like that. And to be able to, because a barber is like a therapist. A good haircut is like therapy.
Facts. Let me tell you something. When you get and most of the men that are, and women, let's talk about, you know, because when you get your hair done, you feel great. Well, we get that same feeling too. That's not, you know, gender specific. Like when I get my hair cut, man, I be feeling gravy. You know what I mean? I feel good. You know, feel like you can do a little something. So there we go. So before we get started, I like this call-in screen right here. When we get rolling, it's okay if you guys got a question or you got any kind of response or just want to call in and show love. Shoot us a line at 716-236-5688. Again, that's 716-236-5688.
Yeah, y'all could call in. Y'all could call me. Y'all could ask me anything.
Nothing's off the table. We
Yeah,
here. You know what I'm saying? Unscripted. All right, so the youth. So let's talk about the youth. You know, we've experienced a lot of homicides. I've talked about that on my other shows that I had here. and in many cases, a lot of recklessness, and a lot of it has to do with the lack of things to do. You know what I mean? We talk to the kids. We talk to the kids. You see kids all day, 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and a lot of times, their gripe is, man, ain't nothing to do here. You know what I mean? So and I get it. I will not downplay that fact. It's true, and that's some stuff that we're working on. Oh, hold on, wait. Let me put it down to you too. Mr. Jalette is definitely one of my peacemaker brothers. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he fam on so many different levels. But as you know, that's one of the things that we're working on, even as peacemakers, is just trying to help bring village back and give the kids another alternative. You know what I mean?
Well, the kids not really finding nothing to do is that's a problem. That's not really one of the major problems. It's a major problem, but it's something in front of that, and it's these single parent households.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I was raised in a single parent household. Like my mom, she didn't even have a birth certificate. She was born by a midwife.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it took her until she was in her 30s, like mid-30s, to be able to finally come up from up under the thumb of public assistance and be able to, you know what I'm saying? So, in a single-parent household, when you got the mother doing the best she can and it's still not enough because all of the certain things that's going on around the little kids in the neighborhood, you playing with your friends, you see your friend get the newest Jordans. You heard your other boy just got the newest Xbox or PlayStation. Mm-hmm. And there's no way your mom could get that for you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It turns into resentment. And if you let that cook long enough, it'll start turning into hate. Right. You know what I'm saying? You will hate the fact that your moms can't do this. You will hate to see her struggle. Yeah. You will hate it that you and your siblings can't have what everybody else have with a 2-parent household. So you get a bright idea. When you step in them streets, the streets will make everything look so good. Remember we was talking earlier, when you want to do something bad enough, it's not the choices that you have to live with, it's the consequences. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the choices that we make is just a symptom of it. We have to deal with the consequences, but when the choice you want to make is so, it's calling you, as far as the streets, drug dealing, you see how all these people have all of this stuff and it's calling you. You justify certain things that you do to be able to, the consequences. When you be like, all right, I can do this, take my last check, get a package, flip it, and all of this, but I got kids and da-da-da, this and that. One of them might find it. Then you'd be like, all right, I can put it in a different place, like a safe where they can't find it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or I can hide it somewhere just in case police kick in the door. Or, you justify the consequences to be able to meet the means that you want to do anyway. Right. That's calling you. You know what I'm saying? Because you had no one else to show you or put their foot down and show you the right thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's I say it a lot. We do what we want to do. We spend money on what we want to spend money on. What's going on, Kevin? I'm gonna shoot a line out to people that's hitting us up. What's going on, Barb, Mike, and Kim? We do what we want to do, and we spend money on what we spend money on. We put time in what we want to put time into. So we are, and it is, you make a choice, and a lot of times we was talking before, downplaying the consequences of the choices that we make, So, how do you feel that would be, how does that look? You know what I mean? That process, you know what I'm saying? How you feel that process look? Once you make that choice, what makes people downplay or choose not to play that tape all the way through?
It's, all right, like I said, it's a certain false sense of love that you get out here in the streets. Mm-hmm. And that's all everybody ever really looking for. They say money can't buy you love or happiness, but money can't. It definitely can't buy you a purpose.
Right.
Like nobody wants to leave this earth without, and nobody knows them as a nobody.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, whatever lane that these kids are in, as far as the streets go, like, it's looking pretty to them because the love that they're looking for at home, they're not getting it. Because now we got 30 and 35-year-old grandmothers that don't got no time to watch the grandbabies or nothing because they want to be out in the club too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got mothers that want to go out, leaving their kids with some of everybody that's teaching like twisted morals and twisted principles to these kids while they ended up knowing the babysitter better than they know their own parents type stuff.
Wow,
like, you know what I'm
real.
saying? Like everybody want to get out here and they want to do something. It's not necessarily the right thing.
Right.
But they still want to get out here and they want to do something. They want to be something by any means necessary because we grew up in a society that told us nerds is bad.
Yeah.
They don't teach you the right things in school. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff. If I would have knew then what I knew now, being a nerd is cool.
Right.
Information hound, like find out everything you can about what you want to do. And when these kids need to know that when they get a job, they're going to be sure you love what you do because you're going to have to work that job until like you retire or till you die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody never like really, it was a big thing when I was a kid asking what you want to be when you grow up.
Right.
Like now it's just like, it's this false facade of everybody want to be rappers or think they can find a studio and get out of the hood or a basketball and get out of the hood when 9 times out of 10 when you in the hood it's stronger stuff pulling to you because you right there in the hood.
Right.
It's drug dealers that got like mad money, like seeing you walk to the store and just give you a 20 and you think that's that false sense of love.
False sense of love.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It mean that they don't hate you, but like when you giving them something, you feel entitled. Yeah,
it's the lure.
Instead of teaching them, like, you know what I'm saying? And you got people that spend more time teaching their kids how to hustle drugs and weigh up drugs and be in the streets than doing the right thing. And the people in the trap music they listening to, they not even doing that to their sons.
Right, absolutely. Like, that's the truth. That's the truth. A lot of the music go into the homes of these trap rappers and trap music dealers. What's going on, Mom and Hillary? You go to the homes of these people, and they live in family style. You know what I mean? They're eating. You know what I mean? They're sitting down with the kids. Helping them with their homework. Yeah, but showing them love and.
But look at this though. Look at the working family class, and look at the drug dealing class and the hustlers class. Look at the car the drug dealer drive. Mm-hmm. Look at the car the working class drive. Look at where they live, the drug dealer. Look at where the working class live.
Right.
Like, visually, the working class can't compete.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they see this and they be like, I want this and I want this now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not playing the whole tape
through because they don't understand they don't understand what comes, with that, what comes with that lifestyle, what comes. Hold on just a second. I'll hit him up later. They don't understand what comes along with that. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see here. So you're one of our well-known, renowned barbers right here in Niagara Falls. But that wasn't always your story. That wasn't your. Hold on. Maybe he's trying to get in. If he's trying to call, hold on just a second. Hey Chris, you're on Black Reality Unscripted. Did you mean to call in, bro? Hello. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chris.
Sorry, Chris. I didn't think he was trying to call in because. All right, so we're gonna go back to that because you have some hard knocks and some things that you had to go through to get where you at today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody don't know that. And you know, from what you've shared with me before, man, it gives me a greater level of appreciation. I think this is a good time for you know, people to get to know a little bit more about JaletteBladez. So you know, give them a rundown of how your story kind of goes and what, you know, your pitfalls, but your ladders of continued success, because you're going to continue to be successful. I already know that.
Absolutely, it has nothing to do with me. That's God, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But I tell you what, I'm not going to downplay the fact that, because you know, God never gonna take your free will away, right?
No, He not.
So guess what's gonna happen? You had to make a choice.
It's a choice, but I played the tape out.
Hey, right, and that's the thing. Everybody got to get used to start playing this tape out, because a lot of people. What's going on, Steve? A lot of people don't want to play that tape out. They want to live in the now, and they don't want to, you know. And they say, I deal with the consequences when they come, and that's when people get jacked up. You know what I'm saying? And then they find themselves stuck. So yeah, shoot the shoot the
First
breeze.
of all, what up, Pierre, Justin? What up, Gerald? I started out a little young dude, you know what I'm saying, cutting hair, and I was raised by my uncles to be like to learn how to read the streets. I didn't see where I am now. I didn't even see that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got trapped off in a life of hustling. Then I started using my own product. Like, a lot of people don't know. Like, man, I did cocaine for a while, crack, shot heroin, Molly. Like, I was in a bad place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it come a time in your life that the love that you get from the streets, you realize that it's all a facade. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, when you ain't got nowhere to go, it get real cold, and you find out like who your true friends and who your real family is. Mm-hmm. Like I was homeless, man, for over 20 years and didn't even know it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I was living in the street life. I would stay somewhere. I would move in with a female, and that wouldn't last. And then 6 months later, like, we'll lose the house and have to move somewhere else. Like, I never been in an apartment for longer than probably like 6 months. Like, for 20 years, I didn't realize I was homeless. Like, I've never had nothing in my name. Like, always stayed under the radar. I had a warrant every day for 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah, like, they would catch me. I would get ROR'd, and I'd never go back to court and take care of it. Like,
wow.
Like, street life. It's false sense of love that everybody cared about me. When I would go to jail and I would come home, people would give me a package. Mm-hmm. Like, not knowing, like, and I ain't catch on till I got older. Like, why would you give me something that's going to send me right back?
Wow.
Like, it's a certain level of, they call it street respect or street love, but it's not nothing but enabling you to stay in your mess.
Right. I
stayed in my mess for a long time, Dante. Like, I would work in a barbershop, 16 years old, be like the nicest thing coming up, designs and everything. And I would only be able to work for like 3 to 6 months because I didn't have a license. Mm-hmm. And then I switch, and I didn't have a license. I would constantly cut a couple heads and leave and then go smoke. Like, I didn't value the craft that I knew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't value the craft that I knew. So, like, it's going to take a power greater than yourself.
Right. Right.
Like, for real. It's going to take a power greater than yourself, and me being an addict. Because I'm always going to be an addict. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a disease that you never cure. Mm-hmm. Like, because once you know, like, you know now. And you can't never take back the fact that you ever learned that. So that's going to stick with you.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was God, man, and a strong woman.
Yeah.
Like, you need, like, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for my wife.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, she saw where I was going, not where I was at.
Right. Shout out to
you
Chris.
need somebody to believe in you. Like these people that's walking by these young kids, man, say a positive word, an encouraging word. Like you never know what somebody going through at home to make them choose the streets over home.
Right, right.
It's crazy at home and you don't even know it. Like people don't pay attention. It's crazy for these kids nowadays. Social media, all of this stuff, it's crazy for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it paints such a different picture, you know what I mean? It paints a picture of a non-reality, you know what I mean? And, you know, the villain always gets off, and then there's another episode that's coming on. So you're just, you know, and people think that that's life. They think that, oh, you know, hey, we're in season 7 of life. And you know, the villain got away, and this is still another season coming on. And, you know what I mean? And they think that, you know, there's a level of invincibility that they feel that they may have, you know what I mean, too, especially if you get off, you know what I'm saying? If you get away with something, don't let somebody get away with something. They feel like, oh, man, I got this I got this in the bag right now. I'm good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So man, you hit some lows, you know what I mean? Yeah. And what was that turning point? What was the turning point? What made you say like, hey, I'm at where was the fork in the road?
The fork in the road was when I got married.
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of y'all know my wife. I got a beautiful wife. Strong-willed, strong. Like, that was the fork in the road. Mm-hmm. A lot of people know I was smoking that K2, that Rolly stuff, and I was bad. Mm-hmm. Like, I had it bad. Like, my wife would see me where I was going, not where I was at, like I said.
Yeah.
Like, it got to the point where I used to get so sick if I ain't have it that she didn't even want me doing it, but she would help me get it.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I came to the fork in the road where she was like, this is not what I want to do in my life. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? So either we do this or we do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, that's worth it. She worth it.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to make a choice, like either recover and try to get my life on track. Like, and that's another thing. When it come time to getting your life on track, you don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Like, especially if your mind clouded by all type of mood and mind-altering substances, like, you don't know where you fit in.
Right.
Like, now you got kids out here that's, like, coming to parties with bottles of Henny and they 14 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, listen, like, when I used to go to a party, I had like a beer first or some Wild Irish Rose, then some little Cisco, then a little $5 vodka, like y'all jumping straight to the Henny,
y'all. The hard stuff. Y'all jumping to the straight octane, the unleaded.
I have to go through a process. You know what I'm saying?
The process has been skipped. You remember little. What was it, the little peach schnapps, little
the little things.
You
had to graduate. Like, you wasn't supposed to be doing it anyway, so you got what you could get. Now, like, how you think these kids getting it? Somebody grown going into the liquor store buying this kid a bottle of Henny.
Yep.
Facts. Like, it's no more respect. It's no more, like, everybody more concerned with having than being. Mm-hmm. Like, how can I have the most? How can I get the most?
Right.
Like, instead of everybody surviving and being together, like this is different. It's different now. Like, and it's going on like this everywhere. It's different now. An OG used to be able to pull up and stop the fight, and they are respected. Now somebody pull up to stop a fight, man, they might get jumped.
Right.
Or the gun pulled out.
Like, you already know. People
so,
pulling out them utilities, man. This is ridiculous, man. So once you got married, you said, man, listen, things got to change, right? So you know, and Chris, you know, put it out on the table, as you know she can do, right? Shout out. So once that changed, you made the decision, right? So what that decision looked like?
That decision looked like I wanted to hone in on my craft and learn everything I can about my craft. I knew I needed a job. I knew I needed to provide for my family. But I also knew, like, working at 7-Eleven or duty-free wasn't going to cut it.
Right.
Like, I wasn't ever happy. So I enrolled in barber school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when you choose to do the right thing, trouble's still around.
Oh, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like once you make a conscious decision to change your life and do for the greater, like, you're going to have your past come up and try to bite you.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I could never really shake the followers. You know what I'm saying? Or shake who I used to be. Yeah. Like, you can't really never shake that because there's always somebody going to remind you where you was when you was twisted.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, and I'm like, man, like, I'm not like that no more. Like, I'm different. I'm trying to do the right thing. So I went to barber school. And barber school, like once you decide to do right, it don't stop. The trouble don't stop coming.
No,
like, you just got to be able to handle it. So I found out my wife had cancer.
Wow.
In barber school.
Wow.
Like that killed me. It hurt because, like, now I got to make another choice. Like, it's going to be constant choices. I got to make another choice now. Do I quit school, or do I try to do both of them as best as I can? Like, try to be with my wife in treatment and still stay in school. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not the decision, it's the consequences.
Yeah.
Had I quit barber school, I wouldn't have my master license. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the master license is for the long run, to be able for me to provide for my family. Right. So I did them both. Yeah. I graduated a little bit late, but you know what I'm saying? I could have, and I wish I could have been there more for, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so, but it was a hard decision. It was either, like, go through this and be able to provide for my family so my wife can be able to take a break. Right. Or stop it. She out of work. Nobody to pay the bills. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to grow up fat, and I was only in, like, 6 months in recovery. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was only in 6 months of recovery, and I had a choice to make. You know what I'm saying?
And when you speak of recovery, you had like your AA family the people that you, how did that look? Because some people don't understand how.
Yeah, I really can't. You know what I'm saying? It's all about attraction rather than promotion. So I really can't. You know what I'm saying? Speak on it like that. I just know I got a security blanket of recovering addicts. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's like a family that I can reach out to that knows what I'm going through because they've been through the same thing and they can show me how to get through it.
That's really what's important is your support system. Yeah. And a lot of people may not understand that having a good support system in any level, man. I'm blessed for mine, you know what I mean? So started going through your recovery process. Of course, you have people who always digging up the grave, bringing bones back to you. You know what I'm saying? Talking about what used to be. Yeah. You used to do this and you used to do that, and you know what I mean? But it's the choice of what happens is I love it since the first time you mentioned it. You know, when we were at the school over at Abbott, you talking to the young boys, you said, yo, play that tape all the way through, man. Y'all play that tape out, right?
You have to.
And that's what you did. Like, at that point, you said, you know what? While people bringing up old bones, I'm like, yo, I done played the tape through. If I can keep going the route that I'm going now, I know where this is going to get me.
Yes.
What you talking about, yes. You know what I'm saying? So then all of a sudden, so you hone in on your craft. Yeah. And how did that process started going?
School. Yeah. They hated me at school.
They did? Hold on, let me get on here real quick. What's going on? You're on Black Reality Unscripted. What you got for us?
Hey man, just want to send a shout out to both you guys, Donta, Jalette,
Yes, sir.
my barber over there.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
I appreciate it. You know I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, E?
Yes, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, man. I just wanted to say, man, just sitting there listening to the podcast. I'm very grateful for Jalette. You know, a lot of the things he touched on, he actually really did little things, and I'm grateful for him as a barber, and I'm grateful for him as a barber here in Niagara Falls, because a barber is much more than just a haircut. You know, as far as barbers are pastors,
right,
right, psychologists.
That's real.
Many different things, man. So, and you don't gain those things through just reading the book. You gain them through experience, and a lot of times it's not about the message, but the messenger.
Right.
And Jalette's a great messenger, man. So I want to thank you for all that you're doing, man, and coming on to the show and just kicking it with Donta, and just giving that to the world, because we all can sit back and learn from you, man. So thank you.
Man, I appreciate it, EJ, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Absolutely, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Be blessed.
You do the same, man.
All right.
Peace.
Yeah, that mean a lot coming from Ezra, man. Like,
yeah, that's
like Ezra. No, like I show Ezra pictures I got with me and him when he first started this campaigning with the holy shoes and all of that stuff. Yo. I was there in the cut, like from day one, man. I seen his growth, man, and I'm proud of him too.
Yeah,
like,
good stuff. Absolutely, E. That's my guy. You know what I mean? Ezra P. Scott Jr. All right, so you went through school and boys was hating. They hated me.
Cause like I said, I've been doing this since I was 9 years old, and they was all new.
Yeah.
So they was like, oh man, why he got to answer? He can't answer this question. Why he get to cut hair? He already know what he. I'm saying, like, you can't let that get to you. Mm-hmm. Like, if you got a purpose, you got to be there for. Like, so what? Like, if you're not making friends, you're not there to make friends. I'm there for a purpose.
Right. And
you can't get sidetracked. But make a long story short, like, by the end of graduation, like, I was teaching most of them some stuff.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I graduated, then, like, God funny like that. He got a way of opening doors.
Right.
Like, so I just had got completed school. I didn't take my state board yet. I'm walking to Pine to go get a cup of coffee. And this dude was like, yo, Jalette, where you been? I said, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm out the way. Like, when somebody asks me how you doing or what's good with you, I'm always out the way. Like, I ain't in nobody's way.
Right.
He said, you want a barber shop? I said,
man, that's crazy.
I said, what? He was like, yeah, right here. I was on 29th and Pine, and it was right there behind King Liquor Store, 1,300 square feet. Then I went to go take my barber test, and the model I was taking with me, I went to jail that night.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh, man. So I reached out to my fellowship, my recovery fellowship. He sent me a dude I never even met before in my life, and he rolled with me. Wow. And I'm doing the test. I'm shaving him. I'm nervous. I'm sweating.
Right.
I ain't even know, dude. And he turned around like, yo, you got this.
Yeah, wow.
Like, you got this. And I'm like,
yo.
Oh, man.
Actually, I'm going to kind of chop in. I was talking to Ezra, actually. This was before the campaign situation, and he had made mention that, sometimes there'll be people that you think that is going to be in a position to help or be in a position to, guide you through the things that that you're going for. And we feel that way. But sometimes that don't always be the case. Sometimes those be the people that end up, and then it be somebody that you never met a day in your life. That's why I had to bring that up, because that's literally was the same situation with me, that will actually come through and really jump in and really help you, push you to that next level. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yo,
bro.
I got a couple people like that in my life, yo. Like, I ended up growing up with one person, and then meeting somebody else through that person, and me and that person, like, closer than the person that I like. It's like God send certain people your way just to link you to certain people and link you to certain people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to be careful, because everybody don't want to see you win.
Right.
Everybody don't see you win, yo.
Right.
Like, you got certain people that's just smiling up in your face so they can figure out what you up to.
Yeah.
Like, these is my wife words.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
These are her words. Like, yo, like you gotta be serious. And I'm like, I've been through so much in active addiction and like I said, 20 years of being homeless without even knowing I was homeless. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys need to check on that too. Like if you never had stayed somewhere longer than 6 months, bro. If you got clothes at 3 different people's houses, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you homeless. Like, it hurt. I cried.
Yeah.
Like, years later, when I'm in recovery, I cried. I cried because I'm like, man, I ain't know. Like, I just thought I was just, like, living life.
Wow.
Homeless.
Not even knowing, man. That's
not even
crazy.
knowing. You don't even think about this stuff. You just think you lit.
Right.
Somebody come pick you up. You stay out with them. You start up the next day. You get in the car with the other people. You chill with them, and you hanging with different people, sleeping at different people's house. Bro, you homeless. You're not
homeless.
lit.
You're a nomad.
That's not lit.
Come on, man. Wow, that's definitely not lit. But you know, again, that's a lot of what's media driven. What to think, or street and media driven to think, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we conditioned.
You're very conditioned.
We are people we as a people are conditioned to hate on each other. We conditioned to pull each other down when one coming up. We conditioned to not be happy for somebody else when they succeed.
I'm glad you said that. Because let's dispel this myth. It's many barbers out in the city of Niagara Falls.
Absolutely.
Right?
Shout out.
All of them. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is, and I said that we was talking about it with the when I had the restaurant highlighting series, is how, you know, people end up, you know, putting people in these little rivalries. This is really not, the barbers are not rivaling against each other.
No.
The restaurant owners, they're not rivaling against each other.
No.
It's the people on the outside
It's
that's
the
like,
people on the
oh,
outside.
you know, I like their chicken better than their ribs.
listen.
This person ribs, this, and it all becomes this nasty competition. I mean, healthy competition is good because it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, keep you on your toes.
Absolutely.
But healthy competition has nothing to do with another barber.
Right. It has all to do with yourself.
With honing in on your craft and
just being the best version
Yes.
of the best barber that you can be.
That's
so,
all.
Saying all that to say, shout out to all the barbers that's out here.
Shout out.
Nelson, Howard,
Ninja. Facts,
You know,
man.
all these
Mike
cats that's out here. Yo.
Skinny. Like, come on, man.
Come on. These and for those charge our heads and not our hearts, because you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, it's enough. It's enough for everybody out here to eat, man. It's enough room for everybody to eat at the table.
Yeah, just for me to say for the record, like, I'm not beefing with no barber out there.
Right.
Like, I give all y'all props. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you overcame something. Like I'm proud of you, yo. Like, for real.
Facts.
Like the only people that make it an issue with other barbers, it be the customers. Like, they'll come in the shop and be like, oh, if you ain't gonna cut my hair, then I'll go to Ninja. And I'm like, that's my bro.
Right. Right. Like, they don't even
like
think
like
man.
That's my bro. Mike O is my bro.
Right.
Like Fred Gilmer.
Right.
Jamaican Fred. Like I got a high level of respect for all of these dudes, man, because these dudes started from nothing and they built something for themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ninja. You started something and you built something for yourself and you honed in on your craft and you got licensed.
Come on, man. Real talk. That's the realness. That's the reality
You
of it. Right?
licensed in what you doing. Like, can't nobody take that from you.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Only you.
Well, absolutely.
So, like, it be the other people be like, well, such and such, or try to make me have a problem with another barber. It's not going to happen. Like, that's not going to happen. Like,
that's love and respect.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
yeah.
So, 29th and Pine. Now, that's when I started connect. That's when I connected with you. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. Let me tell you, a good barber is like a good auto mechanic. Let me tell you, this is how I feel. Once I get a good barber and they do me right, they don't push my line back to the 70s. You know what I'm saying? When they make sure that I'm nice and clean, you know, I'll be seeing you a handful of days. You know how I do. But they make sure you're nice and clean, though. So, listen, I mean, when y'all see me, if I'm all nice and spruced up, this the guy that's doing it. So, but once they make sure that you, hold on, we got a call. Welcome to Black Reality Unscripted. What you got for us?
Oh, praise the Lord.
This is my Brody, my A1 Day
Steve.
1, Steve McCaster.
My guys.
Mr.
My
McCaster.
guys.
What's up, Brody?
How you doing, man?
Bro, all is well. I had to reach out to say that I admire what you guys are doing. I simply wanted to weigh in. Jalette, like, you are a beast with those shares, but your influence is greater than what you do.
Wow.
There's such a story that you've provided. You don't realize that you and Donta, you guys tonight, this whole forum serves as a pulpit. Wow. It also serves as a mirror, and it also serves as a way out.
Right. Wow.
So people need to hear from your experience. What you're sharing tonight, Jalette, is you're sharing the Bible. You're sharing the testament of Jalette.
Right, right.
Just like the Bible has the good, bad, and ugly. So people fall out because, well, I wouldn't have never said that. Well, you're not him.
Right, right.
Man, listen.
So you go ahead and be great and sit in your corner. Do what you got to do.
Right.
But what I've learned is that life is not always pulpit friendly. Life is not always censored, and it's always unscripted. You guys are phenomenal. Keep doing what you do.
Thank
Appreciate
you, my bro.
Steve, man.
Thank you, my bro.
Sir.
That's my man. This is my A1 Day 1, Stephen K. McCaster, MC Music. Shout out, bro.
Hallelujah, gang, gang. Is that how it goes? Something like that.
He say
All right.
hallelujah, gang, gang. Oh, I'm done. All right, Brody.
Like
I'll holler at you.
Yeah, Steve said hallelujah, gang, gang.
I cannot.
Oh, my God.
He's hilarious. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, a good barber is like a good auto mechanic. And if you go to an auto mechanic and they fix your problem and your car's running right and is doing what it's supposed to be doing, man, listen, you're gonna go. Anything else happen to that car, you're going right back to that auto mechanic, right?
It's only right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and plus, like, a good barber is like I told you, it's therapy. Mm-hmm. Like, it's some people come in the barbershop like feeling some type of way, and then when they look in that mirror, you can't beat the response that you get when they be in the mirror and they be like, even babies be like,
right. Right.
Like, and I'm like, it make me feel, because I love what I do, so I don't consider it work.
And let me tell you, I'm gonna shoot another line out about what Jalette does, man. You know, it's some people that's on the street that they're on some hard times, man, and we're hoping to be able to pull them through at some point. But you got some young boys. I ain't gonna put their names and stuff out there, but at the end of the day, like, some young cats that's like that don't have. Man, you know, and they're on the streets, and they, hey, you got $1, you know, those kind of guys. And let me tell you something. This man right here, what he'll do is he'll pull them in the shop, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, at random, come on through and hook them up with a dope lady haircut, as you know what I'm saying, one of them joints, you know what I'm saying. And one thing about it, to make someone who is pretty much a lot of times at their rock bottom sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To help them feel like, man, at least at this point, I can look good. I'm kind of back.
Yeah, they the way they feel after they get their haircut, and they like, it's like they remember who they used to be.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, and for that one quick 5 or 10 minutes, they have a moment of clarity.
Right.
Like, a moment of clarity is so important. Like, that lets you realize that you're in a place where you're not supposed to be and you're not comfortable there.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So even using drugs or being high, you always get that one moment of clarity where you like, oh man, like, I'm better than this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But you still get the efforts because you feel like people not gonna value you at your full worth. Like, nobody sees you. Like, they overlook you. Yeah. Like, they don't care about what you're going through and what you're suffering from. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you can't let, like, I used to let the guilt and shame of the way I used to be when I was homeless make me do something for somebody else. Yeah. And that's not right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that's keeping them stuck. You enabling them.
Right.
Like with every time you give Fonzo $5, every time you give somebody a couple dollars, you enabling them. Like, and I'll be like, all right, let me pray for you. Mm-hmm. Like he even come into the barbershop and tell people, oh, he a pastor. I said, I'm not no pastor, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'll pray for you if you need me to pray for you.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's where I come from. That's what saved my life. And so, like, that's what I give back to somebody. Like, I'll feed you if you're hungry.
Right.
I'll go physically somewhere with you and buy you some food.
Right.
But I can't give you no money.
Right. I'm the same. Literally, that's my same motto. I mean, and I don't care if I'm going totally the opposite direction. I'll get you something to eat. Yeah. You know, and that's how I am, man. And so I respect on that. So 29th and Pine. So you got that building, man.
Yeah. That was before I even had my license. Like, I took my license. I got it. They said we'll let you know in 2 weeks. The next day the email came. Congratulations.
Wow.
Like, and I said, I screamed. I'm like, yo, like, I already went to Lockport to have the business joint done up. Mm-hmm. And then some other stuff I had to print out and have. And like shop license and stuff like that. There's some other stuff that I had to print out and all of that stuff.
Take care of your business.
Yeah,
people.
like you just can't operate without some important papers.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, shout out to my wife again. Mm-hmm. Like, keep a dude on his toes.
Right. Right.
Keep a dude on point because I get lazy and I'll slack.
Right.
Like, I'll slack. I'll get lazy and I'll start slacking. So shout out to her.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like. If you got a strong woman in your corner, it make it 10 times easier.
Absolutely, bro.
10 times easier.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, like, being an addict is, like I said, it's forever with me.
Yeah.
So, like, that tells me I can't constantly make good decisions on a daily basis, constantly. Because my best thinking had me twisted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My best thinking, I got a bright idea, it had me twisted.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what people don't understand. Once you fumbled that ball, now, God worked through people.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta surrender fully and totally, like, to that lifestyle. You gotta stay away from people, places, and things.
Right.
Like, it's and in my business, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm in a spot where people could be like, I'm right in what you call the belly of the beast.
Right,
like,
right.
200-mile-per-hour cars flying by. Like fights, all type of stuff. But I respected that a lot of people, like, they might see somebody they beefing with, but they don't fight in my barbershop.
Right.
Like, you know, they respect me that much.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They respect me that much.
Absolutely.
And they know, like, I came a long way.
Right.
Like, I had to stay in a shelter and wasn't even on parole. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, man. Can you imagine not having nowhere to go?
Right.
Being a grown man, had on your shoes for 3 weeks, 4 weeks even.
Wow.
Not shower, not change. Like, a lot of people look at Fonzo and laugh at Fonzo, like not knowing, like we really not far from him.
Right.
You really not. It's really not far from him. Like a overdue bill and a tragedy, and you'll be you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you'll be right there. So, like, I want to give a shout out to people that's suffering silently.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't want to be able to admit or talk about what they going through. Because, like, that's what I try to be as a barber, ear. Like, when you come to me and you talk to me about something, like, you have to know within every fiber of your being that conversation is going to stay between me and you.
Right.
Like, that's what being a barber is all about. It's all about building trust and relationships with people.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my customers, like, they all bless me for my birthday.
Right.
Like, that's family.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, that's family. Like, you're not a customer no more. I don't see you as money no more. You family now.
Right.
Like, if you like know a kid that's struggling in the neighborhood and need a haircut,
Right.
Like, bring them to me. It's not gonna get like I don't post everything I do for people.
Right.
Like a lot of things is not for posting people. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? A lot of things is not for Facebook. A lot of things not for social media.
Right.
Relationships is not for social media.
Right.
Like you know
Say
what
that
I'm
again
saying?
for the people in the nosebleed.
Relationships is not for social media. Like
Hello.
like for real.
Hello.
Man. It'll make it worse. And you can't talk to everybody about your relationship problems.
Right.
You got to talk to somebody qualified.
Right.
Would you talk to your mechanic about a toothache?
Right. What he gonna do? He gonna get that wrench?
Get the wrench out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's professional people that help you, and sometimes you need professional help. You can't have a little Buddha baby from down the street because he had 5 girlfriends. You can't ask him how to take care of no kids.
Right. Come on, man. Come through.
Like, come on, man.
Through.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
So we once. So man. So you cut my head a few times in the 29th jump off now, right?
Yeah.
So and that's a smooth joint, but.
Where I'm at now.
Let me say. I was gonna say, however, because I've changed that. I've tried to change that, so it's kind of like, however, comma, where you are now, because I don't want to exclude what I just said. Where you are now, I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's old school.
That's what I like about it, though.
It's old school
because it just got that old feel. You got more wood. It's just like one of those. Take your coat off. You know, cats leave hats in his shop. Yo, listen, I'm talking. Some of y'all that's watching, y'all probably got a hat or two that's on the what
shelf.
you call it?
It's on the shelf. It's on the display.
The display. It's like a whole community of hats, right?
I got 3 do-rags. I got 2 face masks, and I got about 9 hats up there.
Yo, listen, to me, that's how sharp his cuts and stuff be. Cause when he get done and you look in the mirror, you be like, ooh.
Forget the hat.
You gonna leave your hat right in there.
Yeah,
It's
you
like, I
forget
ain't
the
wearing
hat.
my hat,
Yeah, you
man.
forget the hat.
You know, some people probably come back weeks
I appreciate
later.
that, man.
Yo,
I
that's
appreciate
real,
that.
man. You know.
That, yeah.
So, but where he is right now, man. Talk about how that came about.
Oh man, I was in the barber shop over there on 29th. Beautiful spot. Like, not taking nothing from nobody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it was New Year's Eve and the lights went out. Like, little truth be known, I had access to the barbershop that I'm at now before.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Chris Sky, Indian Chris.
Come on, Chris.
Yeah, man. Like, he was like, yo, come over here, Letty. Come
Yeah.
over here, Letty. It's a spot for you. You don't got to worry about nothing. And I'm like, I'm kind of good where I'm at right now, but I keep it in mind. So New Year's Eve last year. It's about to be a year. It's an anniversary coming up, a year that I've been here, New Year's Eve. Yeah,
Wow. That was quick.
Yeah. I had the other one since August. So it's about 18 months altogether. I had my own shop.
Wow.
It's about 18 months almost. I had my own shop. So
It
was New Year's Eve, and the lights had went out and the power had went out.
This on 29.
Yeah. It did that frequently. So I got customers in there. My son in there, customers in there. I'm like, oh man. So I call Ron from next door over where I'm at on 18th.
Right.
I said, Joe, the lights just went out. Yo, he said, come on over, bring your stuff over, like plug it in like immediately. He bought me the key when I got over there. He didn't even talk to me about money for the first week. He didn't even bother me with money. He was like, just set up and just go.
Wow.
Word.
That's great. Again.
And then he's been there for 52 years. Shout out to Ron, man. Ron been there for 52 years.
And see, Ron wasn't a part of his circle back in the day.
Yeah.
So that shows you people that will that God to put in your path.
In your path. You and them don't got nothing in common.
Nothing in common. No. Here, let me scooch over because I know you coming off the screen a little bit. Nothing in common. You know what I mean? And aside from the fact that y'all both cut hair.
We both cut hair.
And out of all these, decades of, things that you went through from your childhood coming up into your teens and your 20s and your homelessness and the drug sale and use and so on and so forth that you had to go through, you ain't see him. However, fast forward, your lights go out in the shop, and he was rocking, and legit, you're legit. Your papers and stuff was all gravy. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Lights went out. Right then and there, you have Ron, you know what I'm saying? So he pulled you over to the spot where you at now.
Yeah.
And that right there, like I said, man, and you get the feel when you come in there. Like, that's how how all of us are, man. It's just one of those, you take your jacket off and you just like, shoot the breeze.
It's like even when I was cutting hair, like, you can tell, like, you can see your progress. Like, I used to smoke rollie and all that stuff and cut hair. And I was cutting some pretty important people hair. Mm-hmm. It's like now I got my shop, like the same people who I used to cut back then, they bring their kids.
Yeah.
Like when somebody bring their child, like they like, all right, whatever happened in this barbershop, I can handle it. I'm grown. Yeah. But once you become vulnerable, you become vulnerable when you bring your children.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And that speaks volumes. Like, all right, I'll come, but I'll take my child somewhere else to get their hair cut. Yeah. Like, that's like, you know, the atmosphere is not
conducive to have kids.
Yeah. I mean, I still got a little problems. Like, it was my first summer there. It was a lot of hanging out. You know, people smoke weed in the front. And, you know, me and the old guy, that's my old guy right there. We got two different types of clienteles.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And he been there first. So I'm like, you know, like, respect.
Right.
Like, it's a level of respect that I have to keep saying over and over again. Right. Over and over again. But, like, if I have to do it, I'm going to keep doing it.
You're setting the bar of excellence, how you want your shop.
Yeah. Trying to set the bar of
I'll
excellence.
tell you what. Yeah. I mean, it's always a try, but at the end of the day, the more you do it, whether you know it or not, you are setting that bar. You're setting a standard. You're going to say, hey, as best as I can control it, this is how we're going to act.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean.
Like, it's more to it though. Because I've been there. I've been rocking out with him. I've been holding it down. Like, he retiring in January.
Tell him about it.
You know what I'm saying? So like that building, like that building, like that building. Yeah. Just know, just know.
There's some stuff up his sleeve.
Yeah, he don't want nobody else but me to have the building.
That's beautiful.
He want to keep it a barbershop because he still want to be able to pull up and stop by.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, shout out to Ron, man.
Ron.
Like
good people, man.
Yeah, Ron is a good dude, man.
He come over. We've shot the breeze a few times, man. While I was over there waiting for my cut, and you know, good dude, man. It's just good people, and it's good to get connected with good people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sure there's things that you've learned from him as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. The process, man.
Yeah. Ron taught me not to give people that walk by money.
Right. You learn.
Ron will be like, what are you doing with those guys over here? And I'm like, yo, Ron, man, like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, you going to learn to stop doing that because you can't get rid of them like somebody that shall remain nameless, like come by. I used to give him a cigarette every day. Like, never give him no money, but the cigarette. He got comfortable. Then he started coming in and asking the customer, yo, you got a spare dollar? I'm like, hold up. Nobody has a spare dollar.
Right.
Nobody I know has a spare dollar, brother. Like, then he started asking Ron customers. I said, no, you can't stop here no more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That was one of them lessons that.
It's a lesson I had to learn that because he like, yo, it'll only last for a little while and then it's gonna turn sideways. And I'm like, it shouldn't, but it did. Yeah. So now I know, you know what I'm saying? Away from the barbershop is all fine and dandy. If I want to do something for somebody, I do it. But if it's more than a haircut, I can't do it because, I can't do it because first and foremost, when I make my money, I don't spend it until I give God his percentage out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very strong about that. I don't care who feel a certain type of way, who decide to talk about me. Like, I did that when I was cutting out of the crib. Right. And it's my second shop. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? It's true. I pay my tithes and God is opening doors for me to be able to, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, absolutely. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, listen, we're at the 6 o'clock, man. Listen, I tell you that this hour kind of flew by. Right?
Oh, man.
But it's good stuff, man. And I do this after every show. I always have people drop just a little nugget of wisdom or knowledge or personal. And I always do this. I sometimes I was thinking in my head, I'm like, maybe I should tell them this before the show, but now it makes people want to watch the show a little bit because, okay, if I'm gonna possibly be a guest, I might have to share a little something. So, so they'll know.
You sneaking this in on me.
I know. So that means you're gonna have to watch some more of the shows. Y'all better share this because if I got you on the show, that's what's gonna happen at the end. And it's gonna be a sneak. But I tell you what, I appreciate the fact that you came through, man, and you shared your story, man. I mean, because it's powerful, man, and you got a lot of substance. You know what I mean? It's and this is, and whether you know it or not, you are a leader in the community. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't have to be a title, because what happens is sometimes people tag leadership with having a title. And leadership is a lifestyle. It's something that more leaders will do this, you know what I'm saying, and get in the trenches, you know what I'm saying, with you and to help out. That's one thing I like about how you do, you know what I mean? You're willing to get in the trenches, you know what I'm saying, and you're helping, you're influencing, and you're influencing a lot of people in more of a right direction. So shout out to you on that. Much love and respect. So yeah, if you had a nugget, just a gem of just thought that you want to drop on the listeners of Black Reality Unscripted, what would that be?
It would be to be more conscious of the stuff that's coming out of your mouth, and how you treat people or how you view people, like of all races, like of the human race, all nationalities. Like, be more mindful of what somebody else is going through. Like, don't just be so self-centered where you just think about yourself. Like, it's a lot of people like going through some things, and you don't want to catch nothing that was meant for somebody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? So be careful how you deal with people nowadays. Like do something nice for somebody sometimes.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like let gossip die when it hits your ears.
Right.
Like, don't stop carrying all these messages to people, and stop like openly embarrassing people or something. If you got a problem with somebody, man, it's easier if you call them on the phone or you pull them up or you just talk to them one-on-one.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything, like, controversy sells. Mm-hmm. So when you beefing with somebody out online, they get blown way out of proportion than just calling that person or seeing them face to face and just talking to them, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that right there will change a lot of things. And, like, do something nice for somebody, man. Like, do something nice for somebody. And if you know anybody that need my services for any reason, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, my door is always open. I open at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, you know what I'm saying? I open at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right when the birds start chirping.
Yeah, and I close at 4 because I got a life too.
That's right. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I got a life too, so I close at 4. So, like my door open for anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about giving nobody no money or nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I can be of help.
I tell people it's a difference. It's a great difference between being a clutch and a crutch.
Absolutely.
So what you're saying is we're not going to be a crutch to you, but if I can come in a clutch to help when I can, I will do so.
Yeah.
Man, that's them good gems, man. Listen, watch how you treat people. No, that's real.
Yeah, please watch how you treat people. Like, feelings matter. Like, if you like, imagine being at the lowest point of your life and somebody putting a camera in your face.
Wow. Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like, that's like, be more mindful of what some other people going through. Like, you ain't got to help them, but you ain't got to pick at them.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I'll tag on to that. I've learned something. It was this situation not situation. It was an event that we had went to. It was for kids and whatnot, for peacemakers a while back. And they made this demonstration, and I will keep this demonstration with me. I actually taught it to my kids. I said, words are like the bubbles. Remember the bubbles that you?
Yeah.
So one thing that you noticed, and they tried it, of course, they had the kids, they were blowing bubbles, and they said, now, once we blow the bubbles out, you got to take these bubbles and try to put them back into the bottle.
Impossible.
Impossible, right?
Impossible.
So these kids, they trying to grab them as soon as they touch them. Pop, pop. That's what our words are like. So once they come out of our mouth, they can't go back to its original source.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what you say to people, you know what I mean? So what you say, sometimes how you say it, and even not being conscious of when you're saying it to somebody, because at the end of the day, you never know what someone is going through at the time, and what you could say, what you're saying, could possibly even be valid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you just kind of got to know when.
Yeah, delivery.
You know,
the
your
timing and
delivery and
delivery.
time. So
Yeah.
I would say words are like bubbles.
Once they go out,
you can't put them back in. And time is something that we'll never get back. It's not
three
meant to be
things that you will
wasted.
never get back. It's three things.
Yeah.
The word after it was spoken, time after it has passed, and the moment after it was spent.
Right.
Like, it's certain moments that come through that you will never be
Never
able to
get
get back
back.
again. Like, so once if you blow that moment, it's over.
Yeah, you
if
take
you
advantage.
say that word to somebody, like, be sure that's what you really mean, because like you can't retract that back. I can't unhear it.
Right.
You can't
Right.
unhear it.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? In time, like, that's why I tell people, like, I can get the money back. I can't get the time back. So if I schedule for you an appointment, like, please
Right.
be there, because it's somebody
Respect
that's
that.
waiting after you. Like be more conscious
Right.
of what somebody else going through.
Right.
It's a tree, branches hanging all off that. You could touch so many different subjects.
Right.
On that,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And hey, listen, you're always welcome back on Black Reality, man. I really appreciate your time here, man, because it's, like I said, you got a lot of substances and a lot of stuff that you can share that's going to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like Steve said, whether people know it or not, man, your barber, a good barber is like a good, like a minister, like a pastor. So, you know what I mean? Like a counselor. Like,
Shout
you know
out
what I'm saying?
shout out to Bishop Drayton.
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? But
He keep calling me Reverend. And
Hmm.
I'm like, yo, like okay, whatever.
Hey, man, but it is what it is, man. You touching a lot of people in a positive way, man. And
I
again,
appreciate that, man.
same
I
here,
appreciate
bro.
that, man.
Same
I appreciate you, man, for doing all that you can. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Yawawa Media.
Come on. Listen, my man Peter Green and Barb, Ohio Barb, man.
Yo, they the
I'm
best.
always gonna listen.
They the best.
I'm telling you, anybody that comes and every time they meet them
They
for
the
the
best.
first time, they're like, man, yo, they solid. I said, now y'all see, listen, why I rock with you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you got to.
These are some solid people.
Solid people.
And again, they believe in service, and they have done a great service for the community, even by allowing our voices to be heard. I appreciate that, and I do not take that for granted whatsoever. So I'm always going to shout them out, don't matter who like it or not. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Yawawa Media. This is Black Reality Unscripted. My name is Donta Myles. I'm here with my man JaletteBladez, my favorite barber. You know what I'm saying? Second to none. Peace and love to everybody. Listen, Sundays is going to be our new time. So next week it will be here, same bat time, same bat channel.
Maybe I'll tell y'all about the gangs and the guns on the next go.
Yeah. See, yeah. Now, listen,
Came from
it's
a long
knowledge.
way, man. I
It's
came
some
from a
knowledge.
long
So
way,
he
man.
definitely gonna be back on the show. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
I
set
came from a
something
long
up.
way.
But I'll see you guys next week, 5:00. Hey, y'all be safe out there, and again, happy holiday weekend and peace and love. I'll talk to y'all later.
Peace.